Now, I did have an interesting exercise that we could walk through if that feels right still.
Yeah,
And
that
for
sounds
all for
great.
everyone listening, we have not planned this, so Reese has no idea what I'm going to propose, except at a very high level, just like we did the other day. Yeah. So if it feels right, I'd love to try this.
Yeah.
And so this is a brief. Um, you could call it a meditation. Um, Really, I'd say I kind of call it it's also a thought exercise in terms of where you are and what's really how you really see yourself and what comes up for you and when we go through this and so it's probably about 7 or 8 minutes and it's really inside and so again I encourage if you're in a space if you're listening maybe close your if you're in a place where you can just take a few minutes and follow along and see what comes up for you as well and yeah, I mean, there's no wrong answer here with this. This is purely an exercise to come to a greater knowledge, perhaps, of who you are, and see what you accept about that and what you don't. And I did it. I've done it myself, and it's interesting again where things catch for me. So I'm curious
Mm-hmm.
to see what comes up for you. Um, so if you're ready to so you're ready
Yeah,
to try this.
let's
So
do it.
first, let's just take just look around where you are first, just to get a little bit of a grounding and look around or listen, just notice a few things that maybe you haven't really looked at, and just take a second to orient yourself to where you are. You're in your normal space for recording, of course, and but just and then just take a few deep cleansing breaths. And in those breaths, if you can, you know, as you exhale, just notice if you feel sort of what I'll call a settling in your body. A little click that like is I've settled a little bit, and let me know if you feel it when you feel it.
Yeah, there's the click.
And tell me did you feel it in your body somewhere? Where did you feel it?
Yeah. Uh it sort of in like my I guess like the core of my abdomen, kind of just a settling but more energetic than um actually like a physical um experience.
Cool. Cool. So I just want you to notice that and remember as we do this exercise, if at any point you need to, you can go back to that and feel that settling again. If for whatever reason your nervous system gets activated or you feel unsettled, always remember you can titrate back to that feeling of safety and security as we do this exercise and just notice. Um, all right, so just relax as best as you possibly can. Close your eyes if that feels right. And just notice your body. And if you notice any stresses in your body, maybe your neck, maybe your shoulders, maybe a tightness, just breathe into them. Try to just let go as much as you possibly can and feel as much ease as you can. Um, there's no need to be tense in this exercise. I'd invite you to let go of any ideas that you have, any labels you have of yourself, of what we're doing. You don't need them right now. You can just let go of it all. You can let go of trying to control your body or trying to control the external. Again, just let go and let whatever is going to unfold unfold. And now, just as your eyes are closed, just start to feel yourself to be the dreamer in this world within you. So, in your imagination, in your mind's eye, feel yourself to be the one who is in the authority position. You have the authority to dream whatever you want to dream inside this world of imagination. Now, as the dreamer that you are, our goal today for the next few minutes is to create a dream to the best of your ability. It does not have to be perfect. So, what I want you to do, what I invite you to do, is to dream yourself in the first person, sitting on a throne. And make it as grand as you like, in whatever style suits you. And now, in the first person, dream yourself into the ruler on this throne. Maybe it's a queen, maybe it's a pharaoh, maybe it's an empress, um, whatever feels right for you. But imagine yourself on the throne as the sovereign. And now notice the implication of the throne, that you must be the highest here. Notice the power and the stillness it brings. Notice the authority you have. By your own words, what you say goes in here. Just feel the authority. And notice at the moment that you appropriate this power, you're not just using it, but in fact, you no longer try to seek it. It's simply yours. It's there, just like your arm or your leg. It brings a stillness within you. Feel that stillness and just surrender to this power. Surrender to having it, to knowing that it's yours. Now that you're in this space, we're going to focus on feeling from this dream, this place of authority, this place of stillness, this place of surrender. Now, I want you to imagine somebody just feeding you grapes while you're on your throne, and have fun with it. Have fun with it. Somebody perhaps massaging your feet, somebody attending to your needs, no matter how small they are. You're the sovereign here. This is your world. And enjoy it. Hear someone tell you it's an honor for them to serve you. Just hear it. Hear them call you your grace. Say no to something and let your no be a no. Feel the authority that you have in this world. Try not to resist it and simply accept what you are dreaming. Feel the calmness and intensity of being the highest. Feel the power of being the queen, of being the empress. Feel you are divine. Feel that you have ears that hear beyond the physical. Feel that you have eyes that see beyond the physical. Feel the calmness of abundance. Feel that others are inspired by your very presence, just being in the room with them. Feel the deepness, the stillness, and the strength in yourself, not from outside you, not from anywhere else, but from inward. You do not have to fear, but feel intense confidence in every word you speak. Be yourself to be brilliant, to be majestic, to be intelligent, to be wise, to be glorious. Feel these things and imagine what it would be like to accept them completely, without reservation, without hesitation, to just be. And notice that you are your own authority in here. Now, I'm just going to speak some words over you and ask you, if you can, to simply accept it. You have no fear, and you speak with the highest authority. There is no need for insecurity, for you are abundant in everything, for you are the dreamer. The only lack you have is the lack of fear. You do not waste time dreaming punishments for yourself, but you uplift yourself always. Punishment, fear, guilt, and shame are for the unenlightened dreamer. But you are enlightened. Feel that. Accept it. You are far beyond that now. And you see how this is your dream world. You can dream the dream to your heart's desire and your heart's content, and it must happen. In here, everything you desire becomes fulfilled because you have all you desire inside yourself already. You have no enemies, no oppressors, no opposition, and no adversaries. There is no one greater than you inside yourself. You only dream all that is loving, all that is the highest, all that is noble, that is brilliant, that is powerful. And the only thing that you worship is your name, which is I am. By attaching the highest words to I am, focus intensely on these feelings. Feel them, and do not allow lowly feelings of fear and shame and guilt to hold you down. If you are not willing to feel an ever increasing intensity of beauty, power, love, and brilliance, then why even have an imagination? You are the dreamer who can do anything in imagination. So why not do anything and everything? Now, as we come to a close, I just invite you to take a few more deep breaths and just notice what comes up for you. Notice any parts that have feelings about what we just did, that may like it, may not like it, and thank them for being present, for being a part of this. And then I invite you to just slowly come back to your body. Notice your feet on the floor, perhaps your back, your seat in the chair. Notice gravity pushing you down into the chair. Notice any sounds The bells that were tolling earlier, maybe the air conditioning, the sound of traffic, any smells that you may have in your apartment that. And then when it feels right, when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and just acclimate yourself to your room again. Again, maybe picking out one or two things to look at that you haven't noticed before. And then when you're ready, when it feels right, just take one more deep breath into your root chakra, that energy flowing into the earth and bouncing back up through the crown of your head to the heavens. Breathe out one last time, remembering where you are, and we're here on the podcast. So I'll give you a second there to collect your thoughts and just take a moment to reflect on the experience.
Yeah. Thank you. It is certainly interesting which parts feel so easy and which ones absolutely do not. Um, and I'm a very visual person, I'm a very visual learner. And so visualizations tend to work really well for me in that I can really see things in my mind's eye. Um, And it was so fascinating because, of course, you say the word throne, and everyone has this kind of platonic ideal of what a throne is that initially comes to mind. And immediately, my mind was like, well, no, 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 no. You, if you were a ruler, you would want to be benevolent. What if it was actually like a big couch and your subjects could come sit next to you? Or what if it was actually a cushion on the floor and everyone could come in and kind of sit in a circle around and have these conversations? And I think in practice, that's a really lovely idea. But for the purposes of this meditation, remarkable in the sense that it deserves to be remarked upon, that immediately that is where my mind wanted to go, was a way to even out any power differential. The other
That's very,
place,
very interesting. Very, yeah.
the other place that my mind, like, this was the strongest nope I felt in a while, was when you said, imagine someone feeding you grapes. And I was like, I
No,
mean,
I knew I had
I was like, I could have grapes in my hand and I can be eating them myself, but someone else feeding me? Uh-uh. And then I was like, okay, why no? And immediately my mind is like, well, that it's mean, it's rude, it's demeaning, it's who do you think you are? Like, what, why you? Like, no, why would anyone want to do that? Absolutely not. Like, that is the most demeaning thing that you could think of to have someone else do. And then as you continued with the, but they want to. And it is like a joy and a privilege to tend to your needs. And I was like, well, who needs to be fed grapes? And I was like, well, it's really about more than that, isn't it? It's sustenance, it's energy, it is fuel in the way that food is. And I really forced myself to sit with that one and think of, like, okay, how can you really feel comfortable with this in a way that is like not guilt ridden, but in a way that is, if you are in an agreement that feels equitable to both like consenting adult parties, why not? What is bad about it, right? And then as you continued on later in the meditation and you mentioned the different parts, right, that maybe resisted certain things or were open to certain things. And I was like, in my mind, I began to really see all of these perhaps subjects or servants or like court members doing things around me and for me. It's like, And ultimately, that is not subjugating anyone else. That is subjugating the parts of myself that should be in service of me. Because in this manifestation of this reality, I would never walk up to someone and say, feed me grapes, right? Just because of the societal norms and mores around that. But in the reality of this visualization, it is actually so much more than that. It is just allowing yourself to receive gratefully and thankfully, and that there are energies and parts of yourself that want to give to you. They're there.
Will you let them? Yeah, will you let them?